talking underneath you. Do it now because we've got Joe Luzzi.
Thank you. We still hanging in there? Yeah. All right. So a lot of people in relationships like to reminisce about the good old days being single, but I don't. I remember how terrible they were. Like I was went on a first date with this one girl. She was just the nicest person I'd ever met in my entire life. Second date, even nicer. Third date, not so nice. As it turns out, the first 2 dates, she was high on heroin. And now she's out of heroin and demanding that I buy her more heroin. Another girl I was with for about 2 months called me up and said, "Hey Joe, I'm pregnant. But don't worry, I'm 3 months along, so it's not yours." But the good news is, the father's no longer in the picture, so you actually get to raise this child as your own. What a treat for me. Another girl I was with complained of me being distant while I was inside of her. I don't know how much closer I can get. One thing I don't miss about being single is all my friends would try to get me out to go out to the dance clubs. And I don't like to dance. I don't like to go out to the dance clubs. And they like to make me feel really bad about it, like there's something wrong with me. Like they always say, you just need to free your mind. Like I'm stuck in the Matrix and they're Morpheus. It's like, couldn't we just like doing different things, you know? So by their standard, if they don't enjoy standing on a stage in front of a room full of strangers trying to make them laugh, and then going home and aggressively slamming lines of cocaine, while watching a 9-hour marathon of Bad Girls Club, does Morpheus need to free his mind? Don't think so. Okay, moving along. You guys like Bad Girls Club? Oh, come on. Not one Bad Girls Club fan? Alright, it's fine. I love Bad Girls Club. That's my kind of girl. I like to date the insane. And, but you know what, sometimes in my moments of defeat, I'll be thinking I just want a nice, normal girl. You know, but then they just come home every day and we're just happy all the time, every day. It's so boring. I like it when my girl comes home and I say, "Oh, how was your day today?" She goes, "Fine." "How the fuck are you doing today, Joe?" You see what she just did there? She turned a normal Tuesday night into a Tuesday night fight and fuck. My kind of girl. My girl's also been on my case about recycling. I never recycle. So a few days ago, I was like, all right, today's the day. I'm going to recycle. I'm going to be a good guy. And I have this massive mound of old newspapers in my house. I was like, all right, I'm going to recycle those. So I throw them in the car, get out to the dumpster, and it was a very lovely morning. I walked over to the dumpster with all the newspapers in my arm. This elderly Chinese man walked by and said good morning to him. I said, "Good morning, sir." It was a very lovely morning. You see the picture I'm painting for you right here? But then with one arm, I lifted up the lid for the dumpster and I saw something. I saw a person staring right into my face. I don't know if you guys have ever opened the lid of a dumpster and found a person staring at you, but it's a frightening moment. The first thing that came into my mind was, I don't want to die like this. But then I noticed something else. There was not just one person in the dumpster. There was two people. Well, there was two bums making sex to each other in the dumpster. Looking at me now. And time had certainly slowed down at this point, so I realized that they were having sex, but I was already halfway throwing these newspapers in the dumpster. So I hit this man in the face with a pile of newspapers while he was making sex to his homeless girlfriend. And then he started to yell, and I freaked out, and I slammed the lid shut on his head. And I walked away from him and recycling in general. The environment is on its own now, as far as I'm concerned. And then I kept thinking, I hope I never get interrupted during sex like that. That's pretty bad. But then I thought a little bit more, and I had been interrupted during sex like that, and I'd like to share that with you right now. Me and my girlfriend were out at a cabin on the river with a bunch of our friends, and so there was a bunch of people in a cabin, not a lot of privacy. Couldn't have sex. So we all go down to the river, we're floating, having a good time, and I was like, well, there's nobody at the cabin, so me and my girl snuck up to the cabin and got a quickie in. It was going well, and I was just about to climax when my brother had wondered where I was, and he wandered up to the cabin. And right as I'm about to climax, he sticks his head inside and he screams, "Joe!" The entire time I was climaxing. I don't know if your brother has ever yelled your name while you're coming. But it doesn't, it feels good, but it doesn't at the same time. I don't know how to say that right. But you guys have been great, thank you.
All right, great stuff from Joe Luzzi for you back there.